Okay,
Thank you.
I'm recording. Thank you, Janet. I
I'm
appreciate it.
eating my breakfast.
I understand.
Me
I have a
too.
bar over here. We'll see if I get to eat it. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about, because I promised you I would, is whether or not anyone is interested in learning how to take a picture of what you do and then put it on a card and get a bunch of them made.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
Now we can do
Sure.
this too, where you take a picture and then you go to Easy Prints, which I'll show you when you upload the picture and you have them send you 40 cards. Because you're probably not going to draw 40 cards between now and when you want to send your cards. You get my drift.
Yes.
I just had one printed at Office Max, a
Yes.
Christmas card I'm going to use.
Mimi does this a lot. Okay,
cool.
hang on, Mimi.
Oh, look at
Oh,
I
that.
will
nice.
spotlight you.
Nice.
Go ahead, Meme, hold it up.
That's
Oh,
pretty.
beautiful.
That's lovely.
Yeah, but I'm worried about, you see, they didn't print anything on the inside. I was lucky to get this, and it's not the right size. I had trouble getting an envelope, but anyway, I don't want to mess it up in the mid. I don't know how to do the.
Actually, Mimi, yes, I understand. And there are, if I were you, I'd just write a greeting in your own hand saying,
Yeah,
happy holiday, whatever. Love you.
that's
Mimi.
probably the right thing to do. If I try to make it look professional, it won't.
Yeah, we're not letterists, are we? So I
Make
get
it
it.
personal. There you go.
Yes.
Don't
You
worry.
could also get a rubber stamp at Michael's,
Yes.
like a Merry Christmas, and just stamp in the middle
Yep.
inside.
Good. Excellent
I could
suggestion.
do that.
There's
Peggy,
a bunch of them.
I showed this a minute ago, but I did this on
Okay, hang on.
paper that said it. This one says I don't know, whatever. Anyway, these are to tell people that I've moved, and I did my Christmas greeting, and you taught us these tangles several weeks ago.
Yep.
And so I've got 3 of them, and then I just cut the pieces of paper apart. And I'm going to
Yep.
stick them in an envelope.
That's
And I
excellent.
did it on my printer.
Anne Marie, I love the dog.
Oh my, he just came in from outside and he's covered in snow.
Oh my God.
I
Oh,
know,
my.
I know. I miss my baby, so I always love seeing them. So don't worry. Okay. Thank you, Margaret. The point of this, as Margaret has raised, is you've got gobs of options. You can just do your thing and cut it up. Or if you would like to produce a bunch of them, you can take a photo and you can then put it on a card through a card printing company. Okay, can I just see a show of hands who gives a damn about this? Who would be interested in this so that I don't waste? Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to do the tangle first. All right, and I will teach you this tangle. And I'll show you, it's going to be a very interesting process, my teaching this tangle, and I'll explain why in a bit. And then I will make sure I leave enough time to then talk about the best way. How many of you have iPhones? Let's start with that. Yeah, I figured that would be true. Okay, so you don't need anything else except your iPhone to make this happen, okay? So we can do that at the end. And then if people don't really give a darn because they're not going to do that and they don't want to waste their time learning that, then you can go and do whatever flips your bick. How's that? Does that sound okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've been working on this tangle for several days now, and I found it accidentally, and it intrigued me because it is a combination of a tangle called Tamil. Don't worry about it. It's just a flower where you do like leaves of petals of the flower in a regular pattern. And then in addition to that, you add in paradox. Okay. And you all know paradox because we've done paradox. And I thought, oh, what a cool thing because it will take the two things and combine them. And I always think that's an interesting way to get you to see how tangles are made to play with. They're intended to be modified. That's the whole purpose. Not the whole purpose, but that's one of the beauties of Zentangle is there's not a right way to tangle. We teach you the tangle and then you can go and do what flips your bic. I guess I'm into flipping bics today. I don't know what that's about, but okay. So I thought this is a cool idea. So I'm trying to decide. I think I'll show you first. I'm going to show you all the things I've done. Okay, so let me share my screen. And then I'll move to, hold on. I'll move to my camera. Okay, everybody got the screen okay?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, cool beans. So I took a card and I thought, okay, I'm just going to play with this, right?
Good
So
girl.
I just started playing with this tangle. Just trying all different things and doing this in the center, blah, blah, blah. And then I tried this one and I tried it in the center and doing all this, right? And then I made my alien. My friend Haunani and I, or my friend Zandra and I've decided this looks like an alien. You got two eyes and a mouth and the horns. I thought, oh, that's funny. Ha ha. Right? So I'm going along thinking this will be a fun tangle. And then I did this, which it looks really nice, doesn't it?
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, see? Ooh. And then I did this.
Ooh.
Cool. Ooh. Okay, here's the deal. These are wrong. Now, I almost never use the word wrong when I'm teaching a tangle, right? But in this instance, the original tangle, these are not the original tangle. They're fun though, aren't they?
Yes.
I mean, you know, I got me excited. I thought, oh, look, you got little paradoxes in the middle. And
They
then you
look
got
Peggy
kind of-
tangle.
yeah, a kind of a thing that looks here and then this. Okay, folks, this is what this tangle is supposed to look like.
Oh.
I like the other one.
Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you the tangle the way the tangle was created. And then I'm going to show you the difference. Okay, because it's fascinating. When I finally was sitting here, because I wanted to look up, I have seen at least 10 videos. And I wanted to, and it took me 10 videos and 10:17 this morning before I figured out what I was doing wrong, because I didn't like the shading, the way my shading was coming out. You know, I went, what's wrong with my shading? My shading doesn't look right. So I went back to the video to figure that out. And so I watched her shading and I went, well, hell, now I know why my shading doesn't look right. It's because the tangle doesn't look right. So what I'm going to do, oh, hold on, I got to get it. I'm going to grab a 5x5 tile. Hold on 1 second. Because I think you'll see it easier if I use a little larger surface. You can do this easily on a Zendangle, obviously. Okay. You can do it on anything. You can do it on a square tile. I'm going to show you. I've been using, you see my little books I bought in the Blick sale. So I've been doing it here. Now this one's closer to right.
Well,
So
that's
these are my beginning ones. When I was just playing with it, I would be sitting around and I'd say, oh, let's try Hamadox. And so I'd do it again. Now see, that one's right.
Yeah.
These aren't. So I'm going to show you because it's an interesting exercise. So we're going to learn Hamadox. I'll spell it for you. Don't worry. And I apologize. I don't remember who created it. I can look it up and tell you. But I was too busy trying to do it right. I think she only uses one M. Is that right? Yes. Okay, that's the name of the tangle. When you're working on it, I'll look her up so that I can give you her name. So if you want to take I would recommend you take like a scratch paper or a sketchbook, whatever you use when you're learning new tangles first, and then go for the tile because it won't take you long to pick up how to do the tangle. Okay.
Mhm.
So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to draw a square. Now, obviously, we're not measuring, so it's not going to be a perfect square. Doesn't matter. Okay, everybody with me? What I want you to do is I want you to watch these next 4 steps that I'm doing. They're identical to each other, and it will give you a sense of how you're doing the petals. Fair enough?
Mhm.
So you're going to start at the top corner, and you're kind of going to come up, and then you're going to come down into the bottom. So I'm going to turn my tile, and I'm going to do the exact same thing. Now you can see, okay, I'm going to point this out already. These are not perfectly the same. They are not perfectly shaped. It doesn't matter. It'll all be fine. Particularly now, it'll be even more fine. I'm really into this tangle now that I know how to do it. I'm sorry. I have to laugh. I have to admit I'm a little tired, so I'm a little punchy. It's been, my brother is here. He is in his new digs.
Does he like it?
He seems to be settling well. He seems happy, amenable, cooperative.
Good.
So all those are good things. It's been a little bit of a process. So my final side, I'm going to do that same thing. Okay. And then I'm going to go back to my beginning. I'm going to do one more all the way around. So if you want to start with these shapes, this would be the time. So draw your square and then do your 4 all the way around. And now I'm going to do one next to it all the way around. So I'm going to come down just a little bit and I'm going to do that same motion, right? So you've done this before. You recognize the whole petal off of another petal and you just curve back down in. It's the same thing we do for henna drum. It's the same. I mean, it's a motion. It's a stroke that we're familiar with. So I just come down a little bit and I do the same stroke. I come down a little bit, same thing. Okay?
Mhm.
That's how you start. So you want to catch up with me or should I keep going? How are you doing?
Mhm. Good.
Yeah, keep going.
Yeah,
Okay.
keep going.
I'm going to go to my top side of the box and I'm going to complete this. Now let me show you the first one and then you can do it after that. So I'm going to do that same motion, right? And I'm going to come back to the same point, but basically I'm going to come all the way around. Easy peasy.
Mhm.
Okay.
All right.
And I'm going to do that all 4 sides. And that's why you need those first 2 before you do any completing so that you got somewhere to go, right?
Mhm.
This making sense?
Yes.
It's a very simple tangle, but it looks complicated. And there is the first step. And you can see all my beautiful little petal-shaped, flower-shaped petals. sitting on top of a box. Am I, is that make sense to everybody? Do I need to go over everything, anything? Is everybody?
Just
No,
need a minute
good.
to catch
That's
up.
good.
No, yeah, please take your time. I just wanted to make sure it was clear. Because I don't want to go to the next step until everybody's got this.
Mhm. Okay.
So I'm going to take a bite of my bar.
So Peggy, oops, sorry.
Yes.
You have the exact same number of petals on each side of your square.
Maybe.
Okay. If I,
No, I count them.
okay, I believe you. What matters, okay, I get the question, Mary. What matters is that you have moved all the way to this one. And I
Okay.
think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think if you look right here, I had some space left.
Uh-huh.
So I just did another little baby one hiding back.
Okay. Alrighty.
So, and I probably will go back and I'll probably do this.
Oh,
So
okay.
that I fill, okay? But that's just me. I like it to look like it's complete and full, but it's not a requirement.
Got it.
Whatever makes you feel satisfied with how your petals look. So what I've done when I've done these is I've done a bunch of different, it's hard to tell when they're finished, but I have done a different number of petals on each side on occasion, just because my shapes were off.
Got it.
You know, like this one I made too skinny, so I ended up having an extra one on the end. And it's all fine because it all works. That is not where I screwed up. So we're
not
all
there.
safe. We're all safe on this part. I have been doing this for 3 days and I didn't get it. Isn't that funny? That is so funny. This is someone who doesn't score high in spatial relations.
It's somebody who's tired because she's been doing monumental work otherwise.
Well, that
You're right.
could also be true. I can't argue. Okay, that could also be true. Okay, are we close? Are you coming along? Is it going
Yes.
okay for you?
I'm good.
Okay, cool beans. That's good. That's what I want.
Me too.
Let me see if I can pull another piece. I think I will. While you're catching up, I'm just going to review. Maybe I'll do it with something that doesn't matter as much. What would that be, Peggy? I don't know. Let's do this. Do you remember paradox?
Yes.
Yes.
Some of you may not, because you may not have been in the paradox class. I can't remember when I taught it, so. But paradox, if you start with a shape, and they start with a square traditionally, basically what you're doing is you're drawing a line from this point to just a ways out on the next line. And then you start from that point and you draw a line from that point to a ways out, to a little bit of distance away from the corner on the next line. Is this, because I know Anne-Marie hasn't, and I don't know if Mary has, so I'm trying to, so you start there again, and you draw a line away out from the next line. You turn your tile, you start there, and you draw a way out. You turn your tile, you turn your tile, and you keep repeating the same stroke. And you begin to see where the name of this tangle comes from, which is you're drawing straight lines, but in that process, you're creating curves. And Rick is the one who created this tangle. So I have always done it the way I couldn't get this tangle at first, because a lot of people do it line to line to line to line to line to, you know, and I couldn't get it. But you'll see what you've got now is curved lines by only drawing straight lines. And you can see the closer your lines, right, the stronger the curve. And we did paradox when we did the whole class of paradox
Yes.
in all different kinds of shapes, remember?
Yes.
We did triangles and, you know, all different stuff. See, now I'm going to show you how some people do it that always confused me, where they just do this. And I could never get this. So I always had to turn my tile and do it line by line. So everybody learns differently and gets it their own way. So you can see, because I made the lines closer together, the curve is more pronounced, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here, the curve is a little less pronounced, but straight lines create a curve, i.e. the tangle paradox. Okay. Is everybody caught up with the petals?
Yes.
So the beauty of this tangle is that you've done all these little curvy petals and you have a square in the middle, and you're going to use paradox to finish it. Now, here's where I want you to listen carefully. All these times that I did this, except for the very first one when I did it right, you can see, in fact, here's a really good example. I don't have my purple pen up here, but my instinct, okay, here's Hamadox in a stack, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So my instinct is always to go to push out when I draw a stroke, right? I tend not to pull, I tend to push because it's easier for me. I have it right side up, the top is at the top. So I tend to simply start in this corner and go out, right?
Yeah.
And that's what I did here, you can see. And I went out and I started in this corner and I just kept going, right?
Mm-hmm.
Made all the way around, and that's what you get, curves.
Yep.
Okay, but here's the problem. And that's lovely. In fact, that's what this is, and that's what this is. That's what I did. And it's kind of, this one's kind of fun because you get the little, you know, paradox little, whatever the hell this shape is called.
A basket.
Yeah, and it looks kind of cool.
Yeah.
Okay, but
Like knotwork.
you don't get this. And here's why. If I start down here and I go up there, I'm creating a petal going in the opposite direction.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
Yeah, yes. So what you want to do when you do your paradox is you want to start your line where all the lines have come together. Let me see if I can show you what I mean. So I want to start from here and I want to come up and do that. And then I'll be fine going forward. Because in essence, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create the rest of this. So now what I do is I go from here and I go up. It's all where you start. Once you start it the right way, you're good. So then I go from here and I go up. Got it? I go from here and I go up. And I just keep doing this. Now, the other thing I've learned about this tangle is if I keep my distance to the next line comparable with the size of my petals, you know what I'm saying? Then I'm going to get more symmetry. Okay? So when I start here and I come up, you know, I've kind of got them similar, so they'll be good. I start here and I come up. I start here and I come up. I start here. I turn my tile. You see how I do paradox, right? I turn my tile and I draw the next line because I draw away. That's my way of drawing. And that's how I got into trouble because I drew away in the wrong direction. Okay, and I'm just going to keep doing this. Now, the style of this tangle I like best, and people do all different things in the center, but I like it when you come to a square and you stop, okay, and then fill in a circle
Okay.
and ink it in with the exception of a sparkle, you know, leaving a spot, a white spot. That's kind of my favorite, but you can fill it in. You can make it squares all the way down to the core, you know, whatever. I think I did some different things. What did I do? Yeah, here I filled in the square and left the circle white. Here I filled in a whole square. So you can do whatever you feel inclined to do. Okay, so you can see the difference when you do it this way as opposed to when you go in the opposite direction. Okay?
You're good.
So here is how you make what are straight lines into curved petals. So I'll let you catch up first. Is that what I should do? Just give you a
Okay.
minute? Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
Oh, I messed up. Yeah.
So can I start talking or should I wait?
1 sec.
Okay, that's good. I can wait. We're all right. We got time. This doesn't take a long time when you go in the right direction. Sorry.
Okay. I'm good.
Okay. The next thing you want to do is you want to take these, what are now going to become petals, which are the portion of your paradox, right? So you've done exactly what paradox does. By drawing straight lines, you've created a curve, right? You've created a curve. So now your little dealy curves. But you really would like this part of your curve not to look like little square pointy things, right?
Right.
So what you're doing in essence is you're adding line weight, but you have lots of different ways to do it. I have seen this done on a number of different ways. Here's the way I found the easiest. Some of you may choose other ways. For me, it's the easiest to just actually make the circle, make the edge rounded, okay? Just draw it in rounded, and then ink in the spaces. And now see how it just rounds right around. So how close you get, how deep, intricate you are will determine how much inking in, which determines what that looks like, so that's your call. You can choose, and I'll show you in this next one, the other way. You can choose to do the way we've always done line weight, where you just kind of go up and then ink in the middle. And you'll get the least amount of ink doing it that way. That has never been my forte. So that's why I tend to do it the other way. But either way works. Do you see what I'm doing? And so now, ta-da! They curl around, they curl around, they curl around. It's really a cool effect using two very different tangles combined. I'm going to show you how most people finish this off, okay? Excuse me. But there are lots of different ways. I kind of enjoy the line straight down and a dot in all the petals. Okay. That's one way. I'm going to show you some different ways on this single Hamedox so you can kind of get ideas. I've also seen people do kind of a aura inside the petals.
Oh my.
Yes, that's what I said. But you can see it changes the look, right? I've seen people do this aura and then fill it in, ink it in, which creates a different kind of drama. Oops, I haven't finished. Oops. Sorry. I've seen some other examples where folks don't fill in anything and they just shade them alternately. So they basically would use, I don't want that one. There it is. You would shade, and I'll use my Tortan in a minute, and shade every other petal So you kind of get like a variegated
Mm.
look. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then they don't put the lines in, they just leave that kind of effect.
Mhm.
So I've
My
seen,
paradox looks nothing like the petals.
okay,
Looks
what
like
can
one
I,
big paradox.
what can I
Yeah.
do to help?
Well, I don't know. Let me show you. what
Okay,
this-
hang on a sec. Let me stop sharing.
Can you see that?
Susan, where are you? Hang on one second. Let me spotlight you. Okay. Here's the issue. Okay. Hold it back up again, Susan, can you? Just for a second. Okay, your first line that you draw is fine. It's a little wide, but it's fine. But what happened when you go to your next line, you've got them really, really tiny. Okay. And you're also going, are you going the right direction? You're also going the
Yeah.
wrong way.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're going, this one is the,
Mm.
so the important part, let me see if I can, here, I'll demonstrate on the back. So pretend I've got all the stuff. Let me just do, I'm only going to do the outside. Hang on, let me share my screen. It's hard for you to see what I'm doing if I don't share, huh? So pretend I have all these guys all the way around. All right, let's just, I'm going to do just the first one. Okay. Pretend all the other ones are there. All right, fair enough? Okay,
Okay.
Susan? Okay.
Yes.
So the important part is that you want to start your line where all these other petals end. Okay? So I'm going to start my line right here. And then I'm going to come out up here. So I'm going to start my line and come out. Okay? Then I'm going to turn and I'm going to go to that same place. The difference is I'm going to come out, the distance I'm going to come out should be about the same distance as the petal right here. So I'm going to start my line here and I'm going to come out and it should be just about like my petal. Turn, I start here, come out, there it is again, just about like the petal. And I just keep doing that about the same distance apart. If you get your lines too tight in this particular tangle using paradox, you won't be able to get the effect you're looking for. So you want to give yourself a little width here. Did that help at all?
A little bit.
Okay, fair enough. I
I
realize.
still, yeah.
Go
I
ahead.
You still have the center square, right?
Yes, you will see
work-
I got a center square. So what I
Right.
do is I keep drawing lines until I get to the size square I want. So I just keep drawing lines. Yeah, I'll probably quit here because it's a pretty good size square, rectangle, whatever. And then I'm just going to make a decision to put a big circle in it. And then that's how I'll choose
Okay.
to accent my center like this. All right. So the issue is when you
Okay.
start drawing those lines, think about always start the first line from a point where all the petals meet, whatever point that is.
Right.
So your first line is going to start from here. And then it's going to come out when it goes to the next part of the square, just about the same width as your petals are.
Right.
Mhm.
And it begins to look like petals once you start
Yes.
round.
And when you start to round those square, these guys, which are all little squared off, when I start to round those, then suddenly what was square and just a bunch of lines starts to look
Right.
rounded just like this is.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
Peg,
Yes, dear.
right where your finger is, if
Yes.
you start there, you are also starting from where all the lines come together.
If I start, yes, fair enough.
And that's what is confusing to me.
No, actually, okay, I get you. That's why I got into trouble. So I'm not.
But if I don't, Peg, if I don't go up, if I go across, in other words, from left to right, from there,
Correct.
I'll be okay.
Yes. The issue
Okay.
is you want to go in the same direction as your petal goes.
Petals. Gotcha.
That's the whole point.
Yeah.
And you're right. Every corner is a place where all the lines come together. So that really wasn't a very good way of describing it, because every corner, all the lines meet. What you want is you want to be going in the same direction as your petal next to your line.
Mm-hmm.
So here's my square, right? Here's my petals. Now I'm getting real ugly, but
That's okay.
okay, then I go like that, and then I'd go like this. Okay. So now the issue is I want my line to come out in the same direction as the petal. So if I chose to start here, I would go this way.
Right. Okay.
Okay. If I choose to start here, I would go this way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Wherever you pick to start, you want to make sure that line comes out in the same direction, shape direction, as your petal is shaped. So in essence, it's going to create a shape that's comparable to the shape of the petal that's on the side of the square.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm going to tell y'all goodbye now. And
Okay.
thank you so much. This is going to be fun to practice. See
I
ya.
think it's a fun tangle. So what I'm going to show you now, and then we'll go to pictures, but now what you do, two things. Most people aura the outside of this tangle. Let me use this one. Okay. Most people will aura it, because if you want to add things to it, it makes a distinction. You follow what I mean? It gives you a little space, sets the tangle apart, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then a lot of folks just come out from this with a whole variety of things. Like this one I did when I did it wrong, but still you get the gist. You know, you can use fescue. Some people would use, what am I trying to say? Sprinkles, sprinkles.
Mm-hmm. The one with the little cap on.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. You can actually do muka as long as you don't turn it into antenna like I did with my alien. And sometimes muka is a good idea because you can then use petals on the muka. Where you're shading is along this section where your petals that you've created from your paradox, you want to shade kind of underneath them, which is what this would be considered, right? You kind of want to give it a sense of going under so that you give it a sense of movement. That makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the problem when you choose to go in the other direction. It's a little trickier to figure out what the heck you're shading,
Mm.
which is how I got into this whole thing in the first place. Okay, because you can see you're shading in both directions. So you lose that sense of movement. And that's why I decided it was okay to say, this is the way you want to do it. Now you can do it this way and it's kind of fun. The other thing I'll show you is when you do the 3 squares, and I think what I'll do is I'm going to show you the actual, I got her, where is she? Is it this one? No, it's the other one. Sorry, you don't need my GSU stuff. So if you look at her version, when she gets to the 3 in a row, which I happen to think are kind of fun, which is why I was doing this, okay?
Mhm.
This, you know, the 3, I'll show you later. So she does the 3 in a row, but you will see here, she gets that paradox, funny little
Yeah.
haystack, right? Because
Yes.
there's nothing, when you stack the squares on top of each other, there's no other petals for them to connect to.
Yeah, you don't do the third side, the fourth side.
You
only
do all the
three.
sides, Joanne. It's just you don't see it the same way.
Oh,
Here,
really?
because
Oh.
they're on top of each other.
Huh.
So you just get your little hayseed. I call it a hayseed. It reminds me of a corn stack, you know, the
Yeah.
way they stack up hay and corn in the field when they just leave it before they pick it up. That's what it reminds me of. You get your 3 the same here. You only get the difference when you get to the center because it doesn't have anything to connect to. There's no going around because you're stacking them. So it's just a different effect. Here, what they did is they didn't use a square, they used a triangle.
Hmm.
So you only get 3. Here, they used a square, so you still get 4, just like what we did. Does that make sense?
Yes, in a way.
In a way, I know.
Sorta.
No, I get it. I get it. It's a fun, I was working on, I'll show you the card I was working on and I just ran out of time, you know. I don't know why I wasn't doing anything. Where is it? Oh, okay. Now be clear, this is wrong. Okay. I know there is no wrong, right? I forgot. Okay. I don't want that. I want this. Okay. So if you think of this, you know, as the center of a set of tangles, it really could be cool. It would be better if it looked like this instead of me going in the opposite direction. Okay. But you get the idea of what I was going for, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's neat.
Yeah.
And it could, if it was this, if you take this design and you put it in there, you can see how it'd be kind of cool,
Yes, definitely.
as opposed to them going the wrong way. See, I confess my sins when I teach. I don't hold back.
Mhm.
When you do it this way, it is a really, I think, very pretty tangle. And it lends itself to a lot of different techniques, different things you can do with it. Okay. That's the best I can do on Hamadocks. Does anybody
Excellent.
want to show their Hamadocks, or should I just talk about taking pictures?
Sure. I'll
Okay.
show mine. I'm not done, obviously, but
Okay,
I'll
cool
start.
beans. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. Yes, perfect. That's
Beautiful.
great.
Thank you.
Yeah, and it's kind of cool when you
like
double
it.
aura also, because I played
Yeah.
around with that and it really does look neat. You can do some cool stuff.
That's I'm working on the aura.
Okay, anybody else want to show their Hamadocks?
Not yet.
If this looks
Mike
like,
is just shaking his head at me.
No, well, I just did mine on a practice practice
I
sheet.
did
okay.
too.
Show us. Well, that's
Well, that's
perfect. It
all right.
looks wonderful.
Oh, that looks great.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
excellent.
Yeah.
I love it.
Let's
I
start.
have
I'm
one.
gonna start one on a round tile now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. That makes me feel like at least I wasn't a total failure. Okay. Mimi, here you go.
Oh,
Oh,
very nice, very nice.
Whoops.
Whoop, whoop.
Whoops. Hold it still. I
I was
like
going to
that,
say, you're making me
Mimi.
seasick, Mimi.
I think remind me.
There, perfect.
There. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Whoop.
Very good.
Her camera keeps focusing on her face because that's what they're taught to do.
Yes.
Anne Marie, do you want to show? Okay, here we go. Perfect.
Oh, nice.
Love it.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice. Wow.
That
I like
looks
Nice.
you
cool.
kind of have a step out there. That's good. You'll be able to.
Yeah.
You'll be
Because
able
when I
to do
see it,
this.
I forget all the steps. So I tried to do
Yeah.
that.
I
I
have the same
understand.
problem.
And this one is hard to see the steps when you see the final product because the paradox is lost.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of it. That's the thing that makes this so cool to me and why I got into this damn tangle in the first place is because you lose paradox. It just gets totally absorbed into the other petal tangle. And
It's
I just
amazing.
thought that was fun, different. Okay. Okay. If you want to talk about taking your photos, I know it's 11:30ish, so we still have a half an hour. I thought that would work if you want to. Does anybody else want to show before I change gears?
Can you confirm or tell me
Of
that
course
this
we
is-
can confirm. Hang on. That's great.
Very nice.
That's
Very
it.
nice.
That
Very
is
nice.
it,
That's
Susan.
right.
You got it.
That's great.
Oh,
Yeah,
good.
perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Thank you. More practice then.
Yeah, no,
I
you
did,
got it. Cool bean.
I
Mimi,
did
what?
from last week, but I
Okay,
wasn't
hang on.
here. This is.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
really
That was
pretty.
last week. I had to watch
Wow.
it on the video.
That
Yeah,
is
I'd like to show you
awesome.
last week too.
All right,
Did
you
I
got
show
it.
you last week?
All right, I'm coming, Susan. Hang on.
Ooh.
Oh, that's
Oh,
lovely.
nice.
Oh, wow.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. Fabulous.
Oh,
That is
that's
super.
wonderful. And even the border. Wow.
I
Susan.
know, we had a
Yeah.
lot of fun. Had a lot of fun with that.
That is
Wow.
great.
Nice. Very nice.
Got the idea of a gem from Haunani, and I said,
There you go.
try that.
I don't know if I
Absolutely.
showed mine or not.
I don't do that.
Okay, here
Please.
we go, Mike. 1 sec.
Maybe I did. I don't know. That's well.
No,
Ooh,
you
There you
did
go.
not.
There you
go.
Lord,
Wow.
The gems.
Oh,
I
Nice.
like that. Yeah.
that is really
Right.
neat.
Isn't that fun? That was fun.
good. That's good to hear.
Yep.
Cool. Cool. Anybody else desiring to show? Okay.
Mhm.
Let's talk a little bit about, you want to take a picture of what you've created and you want to turn it into a card and have a bunch of people print it, not you.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to print it on your inkjet printer, believe me. Okay. I'm going to tell you in this discussion, basically, what I'm saying to you is you can do everything you absolutely have to do on your iPhone. Now, if you don't have an iPhone and you got an Android phone, I can't help today. I kept my Android phone thinking I would teach Android 2, and I have not done it because everybody I know is buying iPhones. So I'm going to go ahead and log in on my, don't want that, on my iPhone so that I can show you. So hang on a second, because I have to get in. And be patient. I'll turn off the sound. Okay, there we go. Now it won't give you feedback. Let me get rid of, okay. Get rid of the video. No, I need the video. Okay. Patience is a virtue, guys. Okay. So on your camera, when you go to take a picture, okay, there's two things to remember. Yeah. Here's what I'm going to do. Hang on a sec. There it is. There's two things to remember. One is the best light to take a photograph, even of something like a piece of paper, is natural light. So before 11 o'clock in the morning or after 1:30 in the afternoon, go outside in the sunlight. Find yourself a table, a flat surface, whatever works, something you can stand it up against if that works for you. Sometimes if you can take what you're trying to take a picture of and you can stand it against something so that the front of it is looking at you, you avoid a shadow, which is what happens when you lay it down and you take your camera or your phone and you're taking a photo of it, right? Sometimes then what you get is you get a shadow on the thing you're taking a picture of, right? So if you set it up against something, but if your son isn't coming from behind you, so you're not going to get a shadow, just lay it on a table. I have a tendency to go out on my back stoop and I lay it on top of the railing and I take my phone and I take a picture because natural light is the best light. If you can get access to natural light, you'll have less coloration issues. You'll have less shadow issues. You'll have less turning it a funny yellow color. You know what I mean? When you go to take a picture of something. So that's just an idea. I mean, do what works for you. Like I have one of these little lights, so I can use it to light what I'm taking a picture of, but whatever works. I'm trying to keep this easy for you, not turning it into a big production that you got to go, do a bunch of stuff to. All right, fair enough?
Mm-hmm.
So that's just an idea. Okay, I'm going to show you. Here I am again, trying to get back to this because I don't do Zoom on my phone very much.
Yeah.
So I apologize. I've got less, I'm less nimble with where things are. So forgive me. Okay, the beauty of an iPhone, folks, is, let me just turn off my picture because you don't need to see my picture. Well, I can't. The beauty of an iPhone is that they have built in so much of your ability to edit before you ever do anything else with the picture. All right. So every iPhone, at least the ones you probably have, do you see at the top it says RAW Max? You see that right up on the right hand side? There's the live button, there's a copy thing, and then there's a RAW Max, right?
I don't have that.
Okay. If you find that your picture is weird color-wise, sometimes if you take the picture in what's called RAW, which means they're not making any adjustments while you're taking the photo, so you get the actual photo, you get the actual color. It's just a big, huge file. So most of you have it. If you don't worry about it. Just take the picture with what you got. All right, you're going to use photo. You're going to set it up the best you can. And of course, the picture I took, here it is. So I used my card that we did a couple weeks ago, right? I put it in the front of the camera. Now I happen to have a light, so I didn't have to worry. And then I just take a photo, right? Okay. I'm going to get out of the camera. I'm going to go to photos. Now you're in regular old, plain old photos. It's nothing fancy. It's not a special app. It's just photos. Right down in the bottom, on the bottom menu bar, okay, you see you've got the send, right? The share button, which is the piece of paper with the arrow going out of it. You've got the heart. You've got info, which will tell you about your picture. And then you've got these 3 lines that look like stereo sounds. Do you see them? If you touch that, that is your editing section. Your iPhone, now some of you will have more or less features in this section, but you still have the ability to edit your photo. All right, are you with me?
Yeah.
Okay, so here I am in my editing. All right, now they have an auto adjust. I have never found it to be useful. Just thought I'd tell you, but you can try it. Let me see if I can turn this camera off so you know. I know I'm not going to get into that because it'll just make things more difficult. I'm going to go back here. All right. Back to my picture. Okay. So I'm in my edit screen. So I don't want auto. I'm going to go over here. And now you've got all these other things. See them? They go on forever. You look at all those? All right, I'm going to tell you what some of those are. But before we do that, I don't want all this purple crap. And I want to crop in, right? So on my plain old iPhone, do you see on the bottom right, it says crop. So I touch crop. And here's the beauty. I crop in. I just use the corner, bring it in, right? Bring it in. Now I give myself a little room because I'm going to potentially want to do some other things, but it's crooked. You see how it's crooked?
Yeah.
Well, damn, I don't want it to be crooked. You see these little guys up at the top? There's a circle with a line through it, a trapezoid with a line through it, 2 of them going in 2 different directions. Okay, I'm going to use the circle first. Do you see what it does?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can move it to make it straight. Let's say that I didn't set it correctly, exactly right. So I really need to lean it. Do you see how that moves that the top forward and the bottom back? The bottom forward and the top back? Do you see? So I can edit it there. I can edit it this way. You see what I'm doing?
Yeah.
Okay, what I really need is it to be straight. And I'm not quite there yet. And the way I'm turning this, folks, is my finger is on the dot that's down here in the picture. And I'm simply going back and forth along this line. Do you see how it moves back and forth?
Yeah.
I just do that with my finger. That's it. Okay, now this is not what I want because it's moved my crop in a little far, so I need to go back. So let's say I screwed up, okay? So what I do is I hit done. So now it's wrong, right? And if I hit the button again, it gives me something at the top. You see that red box? It says revert. And if I hit revert, it lets me revert to original. And now I've started all over. So you can't wreck it. Because if you do it and you don't like how you've edited it, just go back to the original and start over. It's not a big deal. You can't hurt it. All right? So let me just crop this correctly, because clearly I was screwing up here. And now I'm just going to make it even there. And then I'll just crop in. Well, it's not quite even, Peggy. I may have to use my little trapezoid. That's better. Now we'll go back. So you see, I just play until I get it the way I want it. And then I bring it in. And I can leave it. I'm going to have little marks in the corners because I chose to use something that was rounded.
How do you bring it in?
If you look, let me go back and I'll show you. If you look at when I get to the crop, Susan, there's
Right.
little corners. Do you see the little black lines in the corners? At the very bottom, there's a black line in each corner, and there's a black line down at
Oh,
the,
yes,
you see them?
yes.
And that
yes.
if I put my finger on that, that's where I can move it.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes. Great.
So now I can crop it in. And do done. And I got a little edge. I'm not going to worry about a little edge. Okay. So there, I'm sorry. Did somebody ask something? Mary, did you ask something?
No.
Okay.
I said not quite.
Yes, not quite. I have a tiny little edge. I'm not going to worry about it right this second. I would worry about it if I was getting ready to put it on 50 cards. Okay. But for right this
Okay.
second, I'm just going to keep going so I can show you. So now here I have it, right? But you're not going to make your cards on your phone, are you? You're going to do that on your computer, right? Where you have a bigger screen and you can see what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. So if that's true, you got to send this picture somewhere. So I'm going to use my little share button, as we always do. And now you have to decide, and I'm going to stop sharing my screen so I can talk to you instead. Well, no, maybe I won't. Now you have to decide what method you want to use. How are you going to get it to your computer? This is always the moment that bollockses the works, right? Because people go, well, it's lovely. It's on my phone and I've edited it. It's beautiful. How the hell do I get it to my computer and put it on a card? Send it to your damn self. And you can send it to yourself a million different ways. You can send it to yourself using your email, whatever your email might be, right? If you're a storage person, if you have Dropbox or, you know, if you're Appleized and you have, what's it called in Apple, guys? Come on. The
Airdrop.
Yes, you can use AirDrop, but AirDrop will go from Apple device to Apple device. So it will probably work. I'm not sure, Anne Marie, if it works with Apple computers. I know it works with iPads and iPhones because the iOS there is mobile iOS. I'm not sure what happens when you go to the computer, but if you can AirDrop to the computer, do it. Because that
It did just do that.
perfect.
Mine did it from my phone to the
Excellent.
computer I'm on.
That is the easiest. If you're Appleized across all your devices, go for AirDrop because all you have to do is just send it and the other device has to just take it. If you're not, if you're using Windows computer, then you need to send it to yourself a different way. So you can use mail, right? I happen to use Dropbox constantly. So what I would do is I would simply take this picture and I would save it to Dropbox. And then I can automatically go get it. If you use iCloud, many of you I know, it goes, well, you're running out of space. It's only 99 cents a month. Please sign up for iCloud. And so you do. And that's cool because that means that you can go get it in iCloud. The problem with that is if you have a Windows computer, sometimes it's a little tricky to get to iCloud from a Windows computer, okay? So what I would do, the simplest, you all use email, I would just email the hell to it. Email it to yourself. Just send it to you. You open your email, it's there in an attachment, you download it to your computer, easy peasy. Is this making any sense at all, or am I just annoying you?
Yes.
Yeah, no,
Okay, now I'm going to stop sharing with the phone. All right, now I'm going to switch gears, all right? So, although, wait, before I do that, I have to send it to Dropbox because I didn't do that before I quit. All right. Picture. Save to Dropbox. Is everybody okay?
Mhm.
Have I haven't driven you crazy yet? Okay, Tangled Tales, we'll just keep it there. All right, so it's in Dropbox, perfect. Okay, so you got lots of choices about where you choose to do cards. Yeah, I don't want that. I want the other one. So what I use, not everybody does, everybody has their own thing they love. I use a company called Easy Prints. And I do that because back in the day when I had a website where I did professional photography, I used to sell prints, and it's called Smug Mug. And I used to always want to know where were they printing my prints, because you remember I used to own a Motofoto and I used to print my own damn prints. So I wanted to know where they were printing them. And this is one of the companies they used. So I started using them for my own personal stuff because they're high quality and they do a really good job at what they print, which matters to me because I used to do it. So you can do a million things here. You can do prints, you can do blah, blah, blah. I went to photo cards just as an example. All right. Are you all still with me? Are you? Okay.
Yes, just making notes.
No, it's fine. And tell me you don't need this. Tell me if you have questions. How's that? So I chose custom personalized card. All right. Because I have already designed my card. If what you've got is, let's say you have a Zentangle design and you would love to put a Zentangle design in the middle of a card like this, you can do that. I mean, you can do anything you want. So for me, I did the whole card. So I'm going to go here. Okay. And I can get, let me look at what it says, 40 cards for $36. Now you know why I went out of business. Okay. So I'm going to pick a 5x7. I'm going to pick a flat format. I'm going to pick a landscape orientation. I'm going to pick matte paper, which is their only option in this case. And I'm going to pick square corners. Okay. And once I've made those choices, then I just click on Get Started. And it says, okay, upload your photo. All right. So hold on, I got things, you all are in my way, so hang on. Maybe later. Okay. Upload photo. So I stuck my photo in Dropbox. So you have gotten your email, right? Let me just go through that part. You guys know how to download a photo from email?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, but
Oh,
we
yes.
have to get on, the website, right? Easy.
Nope. You just go to your email, your regular old email, because what you did on your phone is you emailed it to yourself. So what you're going to
Right.
do is you're going to go to regular old email. You're going to see an email from yourself. You're going to open it. It's going to have an attachment. I'm trying to see if I've got one with an attachment. I didn't think to do that.
Well, I've got the photo, I've got the picture.
And if you have an attachment, then you have to download the attachment. And so you just have to save it somewhere. Of course,
Save what? My photo?
because it's in your email. You got to get it to your computer, right? So let me try this.
No.
Hold on a second. Don't panic. I'm going to email it to myself. It'll take 2 seconds, I promise. If I spell, it will take 2 seconds. Okay. Go to my email. So here's my email. And I just got my picture. Okay, here it is, right?
Right.
So I emailed it, Susan. So if you have Gmail, you would open your Gmail email and you'll see your picture as an attachment. And different email
Yes.
programs show it differently. So what I'm going to
Right.
do is I'm going to download that picture. So I just click on download. Now,
No, I don't see it. Yeah. I don't see a place to download it.
it's there. Is it Gmail?
No, it's Comcast, but it's it's in an email to me.
Yeah, I know,
It's in
hon. I was just trying to figure out which email program you're using. So if you're using Comcast, either next to the file name or at the top, somewhere in Comcast, and I can look it up and send it to you because I'd need to look at where it is. But I promise you there's a place where you can click and be able to download the file.
Okay.
And all that means is it's there in your downloads, right? So I'm going to put mine on my desktop because that's what I do. So I'm going to just do that. Okay. All right. So now you got your picture. It's right here. My picture is, come on, where did I put it? Here it is, right here. So now I just have to put it in my design. So I'm going to upload my photo. I go to desktop because that's where I put it. I pick the photo. I say open. Oh, it's not going to like something. Of course it doesn't, right? Oh, I bet it's an damn iPad. You know, Steve Jobs really created a hassle for everyone. There it is.
You have to save it as a JPEG.
Yep, exactly.
Ah.
Because the problem with Apple is everything is their format. And their format is that lovely, what the hell's the name of that? Properties. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to. Oh, just stop.
Click on it again, doesn't it say?
Yeah, it hasn't.
And now it's a JPEG.
Is it? Okay, cool beans.
Yeah.
Let's try it again. I thought ABS converted it, but I wasn't sure. I'll tell you about that in a second. Let me just show one damn thing. JPEG. All right, let's try it. Could be it's too big too. Although it shouldn't be, it's only 2 meg. Okay, there we go. Hallelujah. And there it is.
Beautiful.
That's it. I can move it like if I think it's just but it's pretty much a 5x7 because that's what I wanted it to be. And so there you go. Uploads worked. Where's my next? So I can also, I always think this is cool. They let you, so if you uploaded a particular design that wasn't a 5x7 and you're in a 5x7 card, you can do this and then play around with which part of it you want to crop or not.
Oh, nice.
Okay, preview. That's where it is. I was looking for my preview. So there's my card.
Why does it look like there's a shadow underneath it?
Probably because there was.
Okay.
There's a shadow in this section of the card because of the way I took the picture.
But
I just
underneath the card itself, it looks like
Yeah,
part of the images.
Yes, it does, but I don't think that's something that gets printed. It's just the
Okay.
way they're showing the preview. So if I save it,
Mhm.
you know, now I can go back and edit. You know, I don't think they let me, you've got to edit it based on what you want at the front end. You know what I'm saying? You can't take your shadow out here.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
You got to do that
That
on your
makes
phone. Right. Anyway,
And you can't add an inside page, or can you add an
well,
inside
that's a
page?
good question. Usually you can. So let me see.
Here.
Uh-oh, didn't want to do that. So we're going to save. And we're going to go back. I think I did a flat design. I think what I picked was flat. So if you
Yes.
want a card that is a folded, you
Oh,
would
I
pick,
see.
you follow
Okay.
me?
Yeah.
I think that was the problem, is I picked a flat card. Most photo cards from printers like this are flat cards, which means that you'll need to build your greeting in, or how do I want to do this? Sometimes they'll let you do something on the back. Because, and the reason for that is because you don't want to pay for printing it inside and outside.
Yeah. Okay. I get that.
And so photo cards have traditionally been done in a flat format. In the old days, we used to print them in that 5x8, you know,
Mhm.
where they'd be longer and you'd have the envelopes that would fit them and then you'd pull them out and it's all on the front.
Okay, and that's the other question.
So Joanne, what I will say is I have not explored, I don't know why, I have not had the time to explore the options in Easy Print because
Okay.
they may have folded card options
Okay, so
that I
here's
just
another
don't know.
question.
Okay.
Then you go out and purchase envelopes separately?
No, they include envelopes.
Oh, great. Okie doke.
At least they always have, and I believe they do at Easy Prints as well.
Okay.
I would double check it, but I'm almost positive.
Okay. Great.
See,
Thank you.
here we go. Wedding card. No, those are occasions.
We're
So
not
I'd
looking
have
at
to
your
look.
desktop.
I'd
Okay.
have to look to see. Yeah, see, they don't.
No,
Is
we
that
don't
what you
see
would
your
call it? Would you
desktop.
call it folded cards? Is that what you'd call it?
I don't know.
I don't either.
I guess. I got a skedaddle, Peggy.
Okay.
Thank you very, very much.
Oh, listen, I know we're getting close to time anyway, so no problem. I just thought I'd give you some info and you can decide if you want to screw around with it.
Well, thank you. It was helpful.
Thank you.
All right.
All righty. Good.
Any other questions, issues, problems? I think it's a cool idea myself, but that's me. But
How
have
long
I-
is the turnaround?
it's usually pretty good at Easy Prints. I can only speak to them,
Okay.
but it's usually pretty quick. Let's look at what they say.
And I'm gonna have to sign off. I have to go back to work.
All right. I'm
Bye.
glad you were here.
Thank you. Me too.
Actually,
Peggy, we no longer see your desktop.
I know, I'm looking
Okay.
it up. Turnaround. No. Nope, wrong thing. Okay. It's probably under shipping. Shipping, 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 shipping. Yeah, it keeps thinking that I'm looking for items to print. So sorry, I'll have to take a look.
You can check it out.
Yeah, check
Yeah.
it out. That's all I can tell you.
I
I know it's here. I just don't know exactly where it is. So
all
I'm
right.
stuck.
Thank you very much.
It's a good place if you like printing things for anything. So okay, I hope it helped a little.
A lot.
Yeah.
thank you.
And that you get it if that's what you want to do anyway. I mean, you know, if it sounds like a fun thing, which I happen to think it would be, then at least you got some options. And if you need help, just ask.
Thank you.
And thank you for helping
Okay.
me learn how to do hammocks.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah.
You're
enjoyed
welcome.
liking that.
Very
Oh.
interesting. Thank you so much.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, Mike and Myra, see ya.
See
See
you.
ya.
Bye.
Bye-bye. I think it's that time.
Have a good week.
Take care.
Joanne, what were you going to say?
You were going to tell us who created Hamodocs.
I wasn't I? Hang on one second and I will do that.
I guess I could probably look it up for myself. I'm
Yes.
probably the only person here that is like,
I
I
should
need
have-
to know who made
I
it.
should have written it down before I got started, but you know how it is.
I probably look it. Oh, there's a phone call.
No. It's been around for a long time, which is kind of interesting to me. It always fascinates me. Okay, give me 2 seconds. Diana Schurr. It's Diana Schreur.
SCHRUR.
REUR.
RE. Wow.
And it's combining two tangles. One is Paradox by Rick Roberts, and the other is Hamail, Hamail, by Tina Hunziker, Hunziker. And I'll put all that on the website under the tangle, under the video.
Thank you.
Thank
Sure.
you.
Sure. Okie dokie, I'll leave that open so I can do that. All right, y'all.
Thanks, Peggy.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Have a good week.
I'll
When
do
is
my
our
best.
session at an end? What day is the ending of it?
January 2nd is the last day of this session.
Mhm.
And I know I do not have next session registration up yet.
Thank you.
Peggy, did you put the dates that we are not meeting? Like it would be the 26th or?
I did put them under the registration page,
Okay.
but I've also got
Okay,
it.
I'll look there.
Oh, it's okay. I got it right here.
I just couldn't remember where to find it.
I think it's only, I think the only date we're missing is the day after Christmas,
Okay, that makes sense.
because we're meeting on
Okay,
the
cool.
2nd, so that, here we go, Peggy. Yes, the 28th.
26th.
26th.
Okay, the 26th.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, wait, but that isn't right, because Christmas, yes, it would be the 26th. Okay, I just wrote it down wrong, I guess. 19th. Yes,
And
I'm
the
sorry.
2nd is the last.
I apologize. It's the 26th. We're not meeting.
Okay.
I just didn't put it in my list at all. I just figured I, just left it right out.
You've been busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a little. Just a little.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right, guys.
Have a good
Thanks,
week.
Peggy.
All righty.
you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a good week. Reason. You doing good, Mimi?
Yeah, fine.
Good.
I was working on, I was trying to get this done.
That's neat.
I'm not finished yet.
It's a good one. I like that tangle, actually.
Yeah, I do too. I think I've done something wrong, but anyway, I can compensate by
I
filling.
was going to say, as we know, it doesn't matter.
No. Yeah. Well, thank you.
All right, honey. See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.